İstanbul, merhaba dünyanın dört bir yanından gelen kıymetli misafirler. I am Ayça, your host for today, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Conscious Planet Save Soil event in Istanbul. Today will be an unforgettable and a very special day in three ways. First, we are hosting a very special person, a very precious person. Who do we host Istanbul today? Sadhguru! Yes! Second, we meet here for a very important and essential purpose. What is the purpose of the movement? Save soil! Bravo, bravo! And thirdly, today is the 23rd of April, a very important day, the celebratory day which Atatürk, our founder, gifted to all children of the world. This day reminds us that we borrowed the world from our children and we need to save soil for them so that they can live their lives at best. So, congratulations to all the children in the room. Bütün çocukların, başta oğlum Alp Turgay olmak üzere, bütün çocukların 23 Nisan Çocuk Bayramı'nı kutluyoruz. Onlara bir alkış. Yes. Today marks the 34th day of Sadhguru's unmatched, unique journey across the world in intensifying the Save Soil movement worldwide. Sadhguru started his solo motorbike journey from London on 21st of March, which will take him 30,000 kilometers across 27 countries from UK to Middle East and India. 34 days of relentless rain, storm and wind throughout his journey did not prevent him from riding hours from London, cruising through Netherlands, Germany, Prague, Vienna, Slovenia, Rome, Geneva, Paris, Brussels, Cologne, Frankfurt, Salzburg, Bratislava, Budapest, Belgrade, Sofia, Bucharest, which have hosted the Save Soil event so far with full enthusiasm and support. Today, he is here with us in Istanbul to spread the message of environmental awareness. Saving soil is necessary to maintain life on our planet. Help us spread the message on social media channels. Use our hashtag #SaveSoil and tag the profile Conscious Planet and Conscious Planet Turkey. Evet, bu önemli. Bunu Türkçe'de paylaşmak istiyorum. Bu hareketin yayılması için destekleriniz çok kıymetli. Hareketin hashtag'i olan Toprağı Kurtar, Save Soil'ı kullanmanızı ve postlarınızda Conscious Planet sayfasını taglemenizi rica ediyoruz. And now, just before we start the conversation, we would like to share the science behind the Save Soil campaign. Let's watch our video.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects, but we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by ploughing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. So we must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
From my part, as much as I can contribute.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
And now, you will be witnessing some wonderful performances by the talented musicians of the Tümata team. Kanıke Güvenç Akçay, Sertaç Akçay, Halime Atalay, Ayla Karaca, and Emine Kesici, all uniting for our cause, celebrating our cause, which is saving the soil of our planet. Let's welcome them on the stage.
Geliyor mu sinyalleri abi?
Sevgili misafirler, hoş geldiniz. Kıymetli Sadhguru, Save the Soil ekibi ve tüm organizasyonda emeği geçen herkese davetlerinden ötürü çok teşekkür ederiz. Türk bilim insanı, müzik terapist Rahmi Oruç Güvenç hocamızın kurmuş olduğu TÜMATA, Türk musikisini araştırma ve tanıtma grubumuzla Türk dünyasından eserler seslendireceğiz. Sizleri bir Türk dünyası yolculuğuna davet ediyoruz. İlk eserimiz Kazak Türklerinin bir parçası. Seni Kalay Umutayım bir eser. Ve eserimize sizler de eşlik edebilirsiniz. Eşlik edeceğiniz kısımları zaten hissedeceksiniz.
Canım degen o sözündü, kara kara o gözündü, oylayım maksat özündü, seni kalay umutayım, sizler kaytıp umutayım.
Hep beraber.
Altay köyde çürümedik, külüp oynak kelibeydik. Kaşığımda tavus alıp şeritlerle bölüdük, seni kalay umutayım, sizler kaydı umutayım.
Hep beraber.
Seni kalayım utayım, sizle kaydım utayım. Seni kalayım utayım, sizler kaydım utayım.
Eserimiz diyor ki sizleri hep hatırlayayım. Kazak Türklerinden bir eserimiz var, Ceneşe. Müzisyen bir genç köyde bir kıza aşık olmuş ve halasından, yengesinden aralarını yapmasını istemiş. Halası, yengesi onu aralarını yapmış ve gencimiz müzisyen tabii. Hemen yengesine bir şarkı bestelemiş ve taklalar atarak eseri okumuş. Ceneşe Yenge.
Cıngıldayıp Ceneşe, cıngıldayıp avlunda kız var mı, biz gel ayıko. Kompoydu mügeyeli, ben saganı felekli, tom sardı mügeyeli. Kompoydu mügeyeli, ben saganı felekli, tom sardı mügeyeli. Avlunda kız olsa biz gel ayıko. Ekavudun arası congıldayıko. Kompuydu mügeyeli, men saganı felek, komsuydu mügeyeli. Kompuydu mügeyeli, men saganı felek, komsuydu mügeyeli. Aynanayın cüzünden aynana bako. Varamadım kasına aynana tapo. Kompudu mügeyeli, ben saganı felek, komsudu mügeyeli. Kompudu mügeyeli, ben saganı felek, komsudu mügeyeli. Kompoydu mügeyeli, ben saganı felek, komsudu mügeyeli. Kompoydu mügeyeli, ben saganı felek, komsudu mügeyeli.
Şimdi Tuva bölgesine gidiyoruz. Bu bölgede kervanımız var ve kervan koruyucularımız var. Bir kervan koruyucuları şarkısı Tuva Türklerinden. Diyor ki Pekin'den çıkalı 50-60 gün geçti. 50 deveyi uzaklarda geride bıraktım, yürüyorum. Ve sevdiklerimi özlüyorum. Sizler de şarkıya eşlik edebilirsiniz. Yine o kısımları geliyor. Şu.
Irak akar çordu borme şoy şoy Irak akar çordu borme şoy
Ümgenden ver şu Aldan çeyden ona verdim şu Aldan teve arazında şu Ara kakka çordu borne şu Ara kakka çordu borne şu
Çerimeyden ümgenden ver şu Çeyden aldan ona verdim şu Çeyden tevi arazında şu Çeyde kakkaş çordu borme şu Çeyde kakkaş çordu borme şu
Sakırımda şu Hanna saktı borganda bir şu Kara şokar arzıl berge şu Kavut dip göğütken bir şu Kavut dip göğütken bir şu
Organda beşu Gurguzalık yedik bergeşu Uttu uttu köyken beşu Uttu uttu köyken beşu Zangır zangır zangır zangır zangır zangır zangır zangır zangır Şu
Programımız burada sona ermeden önce, son eserimize geçmeden önce grubumuzdan Emine arkadaşımız, Emine Kesici tasarımcı, Bendirzen, Sertaç Akçay tasarımcı girişimci, Halime Atalay kemençebi, keçe sanatçısı, Ayla Karaca psikolog, müzik terapist. La la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la ya la la la la la ya la la la la la la hep beraber ya la la la la la la ya la la la la la la ya la la la la la ya la la la la la la ya la la la la la la ya la la la la la
Thank you all to this wonderful ensemble of the Tumata team for this enchanting performance. Thank you very much.
Harika.
Baksı yapıyor.
Şimdiki icramız Türklerin en eski şifa dansı, baksı dansı. Derler ki insan bu dansı hayatında bir defa yapmalıymış. Gündemimize uyuyor çünkü toprak bağlantısıyla dansımız başlıyor. Baksıların ilahi kanalla buluşup bu kanaldan şifa geleneğini aktardığı bir ritüel dansımız. Toprak bağlantısıyla başlıyor ve hareketler göğe doğru yükseliyor. Günün anlam ve önemine uyduğu için, toprak bağlantısı ve ata geleneğimiz olduğu için, tüm dünyamızın ve toprağımızın şifası için sizleri de bu dansa davet ediyoruz. Dansı yapmaya. İsterseniz önlere gelebilirsiniz, isterseniz olduğunuz yerden dansa eşlik edebilirsiniz. We will do the baksı dance, the Turkish Shamanic dance, healing dance. Now we are inviting all of you for to do this ritual, for save the soil, for save the planet, for the peace. Yerimiz var, katılabilirsiniz. Fiziki bedene geri dönüş bitmedi. Geri dönüş. Baş hareketleri. Omuzlar. Kollar. Ey Allah, vere gör şifa, şifa, şifa, şifa. Toprağımız ve dünyamız için şifa, şifa, şifa. Tanrım oy, Tanrım oy, Tanrım oy, Tanrım oy. Şifa.
I need to translate this because it has a meaning. Let me translate for our foreign international friends. The song was a healing song, and we left our bodies via dancing by healing the 5 elements in our body, and it started with soil, and then moved to water, fire, wind, and then akasha, and then they came back, and maybe you understood already, so they wished healing for the soil. Thank you very much again to the Tumata team for your big applause. Thank you very much. Now we can. Thank you. Sadhguru has reached his 34th day of the 100 days, 30,000 kilometers long journey. He has crisscrossed through the paths of Europe, braving rains and storms, traveling ceaselessly on and on to accelerate the awareness for Save Soil campaign. The world is rallying for Save Soil. Sadhguru is riding. Woo! Not for you and me, but for our children and for the future generations who have danced with us today. And I'm going to ask the whole saloon here, are we with him? Yes! Yes, we are. Now, we would like to share with you some precious and exciting moments of the Save Soil movement with Sadhguru. Some are happy, some are tumultuous, some are funny, some are dangerous. It is like the world and like life itself. Let's see his journey up until now, and let's witness how the world is dancing in the Save Soil rhythm, just like we did a minute ago. Let's watch the video.
Soil is not a separate subject. If we are interested in health, if we are interested in agriculture, if we are interested in the well-being of the citizens of today and the unborn child of tomorrow, attending to soil right now, this is a must-do thing in our life.
So this memorandum of understanding that we signed, it will also bring some technical assistance to the Caribbean region.
This is a historic moment because here is the first step to turn around.
is an extraordinary campaign.
You know, it's shocking and unnerving.
Wish you a very successful, joyful, exhilarating journey.
I will take care of the acceleration and joy myself. Yeah. What I need is, next 100 days from 21st of March, we want the whole world to talk about soil. If you want to say, I love you to your child, you must just say save soil, because it is a more committed way of saying I love you.
You are probably one of the most famous Indians. And what you're doing today is really important because people like you who have a wonderful following of millions and millions of people, and what you're doing with that is so important with saving the soil.
In the last 20 years, over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide. If this doesn't wake you up, what else I'm asking? What else needs to happen?
Sadhguru, you have the ability to change the world for the better.
This many people, 6,000 people, with today's technology available, various platforms available, if you make up your mind, you yourself can reach 3 to 4 billion people. Yes or no? Will you make it happen? It is not about the motorcycle, it's not about the journey, it's not about the song, it is about moving people on the planet. Make it happen, huh?
Soil.
Many followers. What is the thing I can do to help to save the soil?
In your neighborhood, do a jig. Initially, people will think, what's wrong with her? After some time, kids will come and dance with you. Tell them, just go and tell your parents, they must talk about this. I'm saying go and request people. I'm saying at this time, if you don't talk to people, we will be a very regretful generation. Please, let's not go there.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice. Save soil.
Event is about to start. There is a lot of crowd still waiting for us to get inside.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru talk about save soil.
Tonight was absolutely overwhelming, and I was so honored. First of all, just to meet Sadhguru was a huge honor.
Sadhguru is very charismatic and he says it as it is.
I want all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. This is our time. This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things and save soil and let's make it happen. of the most beautiful cities of Europe. It is time that we in 21st century show that we are a mature citizens of this planet, that we want long-term well-being for ourselves and future generations. This is the opportunity. Save Soil is that moment.
And I'm convinced that both our Minister of Agriculture as well as the entire ministry fully supports that trend or that direction.
He is offering me much more than I came to ask him for.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
Here we are in this wonderful city of Vienna. Soil as a common denominator to bring all of us together. Make sure the world gets it now. La la le le le is your mantra for now, for this 93 days. And above all, don't pick a fight with anybody, it doesn't matter what they're doing because we need every one of them. Namaskar. Yes, I know war is an important thing, but it's such an important thing that we can do without in our lives. At least from here on, cutting-edge technology should not go into military weaponry. This you must pitch for.
So, how do you feel here in Ljubljana in Slovenia?
Feeling like it's home.
Rešimo prst!
All of us have been part of this destruction. The only way is all of us become part of the solution also. So let's make it happen. Riding on to Italy. Italy is raining heavily tonight. Here in Venice, what a city! must just say save soil.
While these issues could not have been imagined a few centuries ago, to us, our children, and our future generations are huge. It was just yesterday, Earth Day, urging conservation of our planet with environmentally sustainable behavior. So today, my opinion, is most timely. Now, I would like to invite Sadhguru gathering. Namaskar, Igunlar. Let's hear him, let's hear for him.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, you need… I'll do it later. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you take a picture? With the head? Is it possible with the head? How?
They'll take it. Thank you.
Head name is up. Name is Kapak.
Jananam sukadha maranam karunam milanam maduram karunam kala sakalam karunam samayadipate akil karunam. Namaskaram. Good morning to all of you. I haven't picked up any Turkish words yet. I only… Well, just to put this in context, the chant is and energy. Rolling away? Hello? Can you stop it, anybody? Huh? It's going on the YouTube straight away, so you can take it. You can take it from there. Those of you looking at me through your third eye, please So, this combination, what a mess people… time and energy, that's all. And you don't have to do anything about time. You don't have to… Are you a planet spinner? Do you spin the planet? Hello? Those who are in the upper regions, do you spin the planet every day? Nothing. If you… I'm saying it's free, you don't have to do anything. Life rolls away without any effort, isn't it? Hello? Do something, if you don't do something, if you're awake, if you're asleep, time just rolls away. Time rolling away means away. This is not a clock ticking, this is life ticking away. Hello? If you're conscious of it, handle it one way. If you have a sense of immortality about yourself, I'm just reminding you, before you and me came here, countless number of people soil, unless your friends choose to bury you real deep. You know, sometimes it's like that. Can I tell you a joke? You're getting very serious out there, hello? This happened in Texas. Anybody from Texas? Hello? That's good because before telling a joke, I just make sure. Because Texas people carry big guns, you know. So, a couple in Texas wanted to visit the Holy Land. They were in their 20s. But you know, they got married and honeymoon lasted for 3 months. Then children came and children came, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they went to school, they went to college, they got graduated, this happened, that happened, children, grandchildren happened, they went to school. They were 75 years of age. Now they got the opportunity to go to the Holy Land. So they went to Jerusalem. They're overwhelmed. Jerusalem, these cobblestones bleed history, you know. Every cobblestone's supposed to say something. So they walked the same street that Jesus is supposed to have walked, they went to that place where he's supposed to walk upon water. So many things, everything is history. They were overwhelmed. Unfortunately, the lady had a heart attack and she died. This happens, you know, wherever you are. So the man was preparing to take her back to Texas, the body. Then the local people came. The local people came and said, see, she has done the right thing. She has come to the Holy Land and she died here. This is the right thing to do. You should not take her back to Texas, and above all, they're charging you $18,000 to transport the body back to Texas, plus local charges there. Because you're American, because you're such a good friend of ours, we will just do it for $16,000. We'll do all the rituals, she's done the right thing and we will do the right thing, let's do it. The man thought about it and said, no, I'm taking her back to Texas. They said, oh, you're too distressed, you know. After so many years of marriage, you lost your wife, you're distressed, you're not able to think straight. We will further give you discount because you're from Texas. $12,000, let's do it. The man thought about it and said, I will take her back to Texas. They said, see, this doesn't make sense, but we can understand 37 years of marriage and now you can't think straight. All right, we'll make it last offer, $6,000, let's do it. The man thought about it and said, no, I'll take her back to Texas. They said, come on, what is this? This doesn't make sense. $18,000 for the transportation, then local charges, we are telling you $6,000, what is this? You're saying Texas, Texas. He said, in Texas, dead stay dead. Now, this is the important thing about life. Whatever fancy ideas you have, whatever fancy ideas somebody else has, it doesn't matter. We can only live with reality. We can entertain ourselves in our mind with fancy ideas. But when we step, we have to step on the firm ground. There is simply no other way. Hello? Hello? You come to that place or no? Or you still such a wild romantic, you're still thinking you can walk off the balcony? Don't do that, anybody, I didn't give you an idea. Now, the simple process of being happy, peaceful, has become such a complicated process. Simply, just to be joyful, just to be peaceful. And above all, when you were 4 or 5 years of age, you were joyful by yourself, you're bouncing with joy, isn't it? Somebody had to make you unhappy. Now somebody has to make you happy. Look at the equation, how it got reversed. Why did this happen? There are many aspects to it. The simplest thing is this. Can I tell you a story about Istanbul long time ago? At that time it was called Constantinople, and it was on the Silk Route. So, many stories from India. India is a country where there is a story inside a story, inside a story, inside a story, inside a story. So some of those stories kept floating across the Bosphorus and reaching you people here. So many people excited about many things. Somebody said, trees of gold grow there and the fruits are diamonds. You heard the stories. So everybody started going towards India. All those people who got lost in the oceans from Europe, all were wanting to go to India. One guy made a mistake and ended up in America, You know the story. Everybody wanting to go, why? Because stories and stories. One of wealth and immeasurable sense of prosperity, another of mysticism and wonder and magical ways of living. So somebody here got very excited about mysticism and magical ways of living, how there are many people in India, they can take their head and keep it next to them and sit here, various things. And how there are people who have lived their entire life without a moment of anxiety or angst or anger, simply blissed out all the time, these kind of stories. So this got somebody excited here, and he went all the way to India. Those days walking, here and there in the mountains, a little bit of donkey ride. Reached India and somebody told him, we must go to South India. Psst. India itself is far walking. Southern India, more. He walked all the way down and somebody guided him. See, if you go up this mountain like this, like that, this is the landmark. If you go there, there's a little cave. In that there is one yogi. He's the right man for you. How a man made the journey. He went there and as they had said, in front of a cave, a yogi was sitting, simply blissed out. Hello? Are you getting serious? That's the problem. I want to tell you this, the only reason why the whole population has not naturally realized the fundamental truths about life is, they're dead serious about their life. That's the whole thing. See, you must first get serious and then die. If you first get dead and then serious, you're doing something fundamentally wrong. Hello? Yes or no? You're doing something very wrong, first dead and then serious. So, he went there and he saw this yogi simply sitting there, blissed out. So he went, he had heard that if you see an Indian yogi, you must prostrate. And he went down and scraping his knees and making some difficult noises. Already he was tired with this big walk and climbing the mountain. Yogi heard all this commotion and he opened his eyes and he smiled. The man forgot to smile back. He asked, "Can I ask you a question?" The yogi said, "Oh, by all means, question, fine. This is not a land where questions are a problem. Question is the way of the nation. Question is the way of the culture. Even if so-called divine beings come, Indians will only ask questions." The yogi came, his wife asked him 1,000 questions. Krishna came, his closest friend asked him hundreds of questions. We were trekking in Tibet about 5 years ago. We had a group of people where about 36 or 37 nationalities were walking with us, just a small group. And we met in one mountain, one small little place on top of a spectacular mountain place. And one Indian person stood up. He lives in United States but still very Indian. If they go out of the country, they become more Indian than Indians, always. So he stood up and started asking a question. I had also just climbed the mountain and I also needed time. The question went on for 8 minutes. Question inside a question, inside a question, inside a question. Because the Indians have 25,000 years of experience in asking questions. So, then I stopped, around 8 minutes I stopped and said, "See, there are so many nationalities here, they're all getting confounded. They've never heard a question like this. You stop, they won't get this." Then I was telling them how India is a land of questions because India doesn't have any belief system. It is always about seeking the truth. So seeking the truth means people questions about everything. Then when I said this thing about India's question problem, so one Chinese lady was walking with us, she said, "Sadhguru, I worked in United Nations for 27 years. Even there, only Indians asked questions." So, a man just arrives, he would not even say hello, nor a smile, says, "I have a question, can I ask you?" It's normal. All right, question. So then the man from Istanbul asks, "What is life?" He's over 60 years of age already. He says, "What is life?" See, what is life you should have asked when you were 8. Well, if you were a little like that, at least when you're 16 you should have asked, what is life? 60 plus? All right, better late than never, they say. So when he asked this question, what is life, the yogi who was sitting like this went into raptures. He said, life is like the fragrance of jasmine upon gentle spring breeze. What? Fragrance of jasmine upon gentle spring breeze, that's life? Our teacher told us, life is like a thorn. If you step on it, it hurts. If you lie on it, it hurts. If you sit on it, it hurts. Whatever the hell you do, it hurts. And if you try to take it out, it hurts. And you are saying, life is like the fragrance of a jasmine upon gentle spring breeze. What is this? Then the yogi smiled and said, that is his life. So I want you to understand, your life, the way it is right now, is your choice. This is the significance of being human. How you are right now is your choice. What you have, where you are, may not be your choice. Hello? May not always be your choice. But how you are right now is your choice. You must exercise this choice, isn't it? Hello? Hello. I'm just asking the people down here, all these people, are they perfect people? That's why they're up there? Hello? You didn't hear what I asked? No. Because this perfection problem is there in everybody's life. You know, we are a volunteer organization, over 5,600 full-time volunteers, 17 million part-time volunteers. No, don't do it, don't clap at my problems. Don't clap at my problems, I'm telling you my problem. What a volunteer organization means is, everybody is there, you know, they wear their heart out. But they are not trained to do the job. They want to do it, but most of the time they don't know how to do it. And you have to get it done somehow. And you can't fire them for inefficiency because they're volunteers. You manage something like this, you'll go crazy. So, this aspect of making a choice as to how you are. So these people come to me who are working and say, Sadhguru, he's so horrible, I can't work with me, she's terrible, I can't look at her face, that person is unbearable. I say, see, in this world, there are only horrible people like this one, that one, only horrible people. But if you know, if you have realized what you're doing is very significant, you have to work with all these horrible people. If you want to work with perfect people, you must go to heaven and today. Hello? You must make your choices, isn't it? They're also clapping. Those in the upper world also is clapping. So this is all our human problem is, that what is within us we seek elsewhere. For you to be peaceful, joyful, blissed out, healthy, well, all from within, isn't it? Hello? Human experience happens from within. Gathering things happens from outside. But if you're joyful, whether you sit on the floor or on the chair or in the upper region, does it make any difference? Because you're joyful. If you're miserable, everything matters. Hello? Everything matters. Not only what you wear, even your tear must be bigger than the others if you have the money. No, I'm just joking. You're wearing proper. You're not fashionable, it's all right. Now, this is the whole thing. What is in one place, we look for it in another place. What is here, we don't know how to do it. We know how to do it elsewhere. This is a serious problem, very serious problem. Now, you heard of that potato farmer that I spoke? No? No. There was a potato farmer in Turkey. He wanted to eat apples. I'm saying apples because you do not know something as exciting as a mango. Because how can I talk about apples in the month of April? Say, I'm stuck here in Istanbul in the month of April. This is the time in India, there's only one religion, mango. You heard of Rabindranath Tagore? Rabindranath Tagore was a great poet and he is also a Nobel laureate. So he was asked one day how old he was. And he said 1 year less than what he was on that day. So his friend who was next to him, he said, "Hey, why are you saying 1 year less than what is your age?" He said, "That 1 year, during the mango season, I was in London. I don't count that as life." So this potato farmer went to eat apples. He went to the right tree, the apple tree. But out of sheer habit, he started digging the earth because he's a potato farmer. He was looking for apples though. He found no apples there, he became furious. So he dug furiously and slowly the tree came down upon him. Well, this is the state of humanity right now. In search of human happiness and well-being, we are digging the planet through and through. Hello? Turning it upside down, doing all kinds of crazy things. This is not by some evil design. There is no evil design. There is no somebody sitting somewhere and thinking how to destroy the planet. There is no such thing. It's just you and me. Hello? It doesn't matter what is the nature of your activity, whether you eat or not, whether you breathe or not, I'm giving you all the options. But still, one way or the other, all of us are partners in this destruction, yes or no? The only way is all of us become partners in the solution, there is simply no other way. So, what is the state of the soil? Why is even soil an issue? I was in London and this one lady journalist comes to me and says, "Sadhguru, of all the things, why something so unromantic as soil? Why did you pick this up? You could have picked up something else. Maybe a cloud in the sky, maybe the moon, maybe something else." So, now soil, because we need to understand this. Nearly 1 billion years ago, this is not a story, this is science, okay? Nearly 1 billion years ago, a very smart fungi or an algae, we don't know which one. Do you know whether it was a cave man or a cave woman who first cooked the food with fire? You don't know? You don't know. Generally they say it's a caveman. No, I'm just saying what they say. I'm not picking a fight with you now. Oh, I was the one who sets fire in the house. So we don't know whether it's an algae or a fungi. One very smart algae or fungi learned how to cook its food with the perpetual energy of the sun. This phenomena today we call as photosynthesis. Before the phenomena of photosynthesis started on this planet by this fungi or algae, the oxygen content in the planet's atmosphere was only 1% or a little over 1%. Today it's 21%. Because it's 21%, you and me are breathing, you and me have even become possible to exist, and many other complex lives have become possible to exist, and even with a mask on you can breathe. Yes. So this whole process of life happening here there are many aspects to this, but just breath. Because in human life, whether somebody is alive or dead, how do we check? This is not there, gone, yes or no? So considering that context, this wouldn't be there if this photosynthesis was not happening. Now, in the last 1,000 years, the volume of photosynthesis that has disappeared from this planet is 85%. 85% of the photosynthesis is gone. It's not happening because nearly 70% of the land is plowed and maybe there is some photosynthesis for 2 or 3 months, rest of the time there isn't. Another 4.2% of the land is urban land which is largely paved. Plowed land and paved lands. there is no photosynthesis. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, maybe we don't have a picture of this planet from above 1,000 years ago, we definitely don't have. Even 100 years ago, I doubt if it is there, but definitely 50 years ago, there are pictures. Just see 50 years ago, how much green cover was there on the planet, how much is there today? 67% of the vertebrate life has disappeared from the planet. 92% of the freshwater aquatic life is disappeared from the planet. 80% of the biomass insects are gone. What is our plan, really? What is our plan? I hear a child's voice. What is our plan? What is our plan for our children? Are we stupid? Are we crazy? What are we? We say, oh, no, that industry, this politician is corrupt, that politician corrupt. This is the nonsense everybody is talking. When most of the countries in the world are democratic and individual citizens, if they don't stand up, somebody else is going to fix it. What I have seen in these 2 years, continuously traveling and talking to thousands of people, all the top scientists in the world, bureaucrats, agriculture ministries in various countries, political leaders, I realized everybody knows the problem and they know how serious it is. And generally they also know what is the direction of the solution. Then I thought, what is this? Everybody knows the problem, everybody knows the solution, why? Then I realized they have all been waiting for an idiot to come and bell the cat. Right? Because in everybody's mind, somebody else should do it. I'm just telling you, there is nobody else here. There is nobody else here but you and me. Hello? You think somebody else is going to come and do it from somewhere? There is nobody else. Either we do it and be that generation which turn back from the brink of a disaster, or be that kind of generation which walks into disaster and then cries over it. See, when I say walking into a disaster and crying over it, just tell me, in the last 100 years, how many wars have we fought as human beings? Don't think in terms of nations, race, religion. As human beings, how many wars have we fought? You don't even count, isn't it? Hello? Nobody here in this hall I know do not know how many wars have been fought, because you think it's natural. Now when it happens in front of our home, oh, we are very upset. Because we have this habit of walking into a disaster, then crying about it. No, I want this generation to be that generation which walked away from a disaster, not walked into a disaster. Are you that one, I'm asking you? Because when disasters are mitigated before they happen, nobody will know about it. Nobody is going to give you a medal or an award. If a disaster happens, then you go and give your shoulder to somebody to cry, that will be seen and reported. When you avoid the disaster, nobody will know that it happened, isn't it? So if you don't get any medal or award or nonsense, is it still worthwhile that we do something as a generation that turns life, the possibility of life back again, rather than walking into a disaster? That was a question. Huh? Yeah? Hello? I hear little voices, huh? Adults are all. Let me tell you. In the year 1861, this happened in Istanbul. You know, there were no spacecrafts and things landing on the moon and all that. People always looked at moon fascinated all over the world. So here also they were looking at it, and the way it's changing its shades and the way things happen, it looks like something is moving out there. So people decided, there are people there, just like us, there are people. We must talk to them. So, how to talk? There was no other means of communication, so the wise men in this town decided, let us all arrive on a full moon night, we will all get to the top of our buildings, our homes and whatever buildings we have, on the top of it, wait for exactly 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., all of us in one voice will say, who? They will hear it and let's say what they say. Now I'll count 1, 2, 3. I want all of you to say who in such a way, people on the… if there are people on the moon, they must hear, okay? Okay? 1, 2, 3. Now you become such wonderful people of Istanbul. But on that day, I was also living in Istanbul. I had just come from India. This strange land for me, I'm looking around still. And all these wonderful people are here, and all of them at 8 p.m. are going to say, who? Such a fantastic event. I am just a small Indian person, what will I do? You know, I'm such a little person, what will I do? My voice is not so important. So, I decided, let me hear all the wonderful people of Istanbul saying who. Then I just stood there, 8 o'clock came and it passed in total silence. You didn't get it? Huh? You didn't get it? This is the whole problem with the world. When it comes to contribution, I become so small. When it comes to receiving something, I become so big. This is the problem. Oh, my voice, what can I do? All these wonderful people, they're all doing. Me, it's you. It's you as an individual human being who is important. Hello? Hello? This is not a fight, this is not an agitation, this is not a protest. This is our expression of our love and responsibility for the life that we are and the life that should be tomorrow. I'm saying this because every time if somebody utters the word ecology, environment, first thing is who shall we bash? Whose face shall we bash now? Coming out on the street and saying ugly things at somebody else or shouting or throwing something in somebody's face has become the norm. If you get angry about climate change, you will cause global warming, isn't it? Hello? Because this is not going to be solved with your anger. What this needs is a relentless commitment to see that it turns around. What can I do is the question. I'm just a small little person, Sadhguru. Already many people are thinking, Sadhguru, I'm just at home, Sadhguru, I don't know anything, what can I do? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You have a phone with you? Phone? Is it a smartphone or a dumb phone? What do you have? Hello? Smartphone. No, I'm asking this question because you refer to somebody as smart only when they're smarter than you, right? Yes or no? Now if you have a smartphone, all the time you should not be just sending silly messages on that. I'll allow 5%. You can send some silly messages. I know it's part of life, it's okay. But this smartphone must be used smartly. What you have in your hand is just not an instrument, it's a powerhouse if you use it properly. Just you, one person. If you're really committed, just one person with this instrument can move the world, isn't it so? Yes or no? If you do the right things. This many people, if all of you are committed and you spend 15, 20 minutes a day to enhance the message, really if you use your ingenuity, so many young people are here, if you use your brains and your skills to do it right, I think I don't have to go on riding like crazy. Yesterday I rode 18 hours, can you believe this, through Bulgarian roads? 18 hours of riding 8 o'clock in the morning I left, 2 a.m. I reached here, and truck traffic was insane. And the Turkish gate. I didn't say anything, okay? When something is beyond you, you just bow down. What to do? So all that we reach at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm saying this, if you tell me now that you will make sure that the voice of Istanbul will reverberate across the world as a concern for soil, then I can just settle down here for some time. What is that supposed to mean? Am I… Huh? Am I staying? Yes. So you'll take care of the whole thing? If you take care of the whole thing, yes, I will definitely come back. But I must hear the voice of Istanbul. Wherever I go, people, oh, the people of Istanbul are on fire about soil. If I hear that everywhere I go, I'm definitely coming back, all right? So this is very simple for a human being to be peaceful, to be happy, to be joyful, to be even healthy. It's very simple. People are asking me, Sadhguru, from India, even my family, what has happened to you? You're just… we're seeing the videos, what has happened to you? What will you do to yourself? At this age… I was in Bucharest, the media person, I wrote about 9.5 hours on that day and walked straight into a television interview. He said, how do you do it at this age? You just wrote nearly 10 hours and you come straight into the interview and you speak for 1.5 hours on the television just like that. How do you do this at this age? I said, see, I live so intensely, I never had the time to get old. You need time, right, to get… You need a lot of time to get old, isn't it so? Hello? If you don't have the time, I've been asking for extra time, I've been requisitioning in every direction, 360 degrees, because I don't know where the authorities are, that I need another 4 hours in a day. I need 28 hours. No response. Only 24 hours. And since you and me came here, all of us are 2 hours closer to our graves. Yes or no? So this is our time. This is our time on the planet. Hello? We are not going to be here forever. This is our time on the planet. What kind of people are we? Are we those people who will destroy everything and put our children there and watch the fun? Are we that kind of people, I'm asking? The UN FAO is saying, the food that we are eating today and the soil that we are consuming today does not even belong to these little children. It belongs to the unborn child. See, when we say unborn child, what we are referring to is the most defenseless life. Nothing in his or her hands. He's not even him or her yet. Unborn child, eating up the food of the unborn child, so helpless. Suppose a child, 4 or 5-year-old child is walking on the street enjoying an ice cream, you grabbed it and ate it up. People will say, what kind are you? Hello? Isn't it? Not fit to be a human being. Yes or no? But if you're eating up the food of the unborn child, this pains me. Will you relive this for me? Hello? This is not some doomsday talk I'm doing to you. Every responsible scientist in the world is clearly pointing out by 2045, 40% less food and over 9 billion population. That is not a world where you want to leave your children, definitely. I want you to just imagine Because we've just forgotten in the last 70 to 80 years, we've eaten reasonably well and we've just forgotten all over the world there used to be famines. When famines happened, people just didn't die like that. It took 3 to 4 months to die slowly, because something here, there, they'll pick and eat. There have been many parts of the world where when famines happened, unable to bear their hunger and determined to survive, people have chopped off their own children's limbs and eaten that. We should never ever again, after so much development in technology and infrastructure, we should never ever push any human being in that direction ever in the future of humanity. This commitment we must have. Oh, Sadhguru, you're talking about 100 years later, oh, well, you know, my problem, my profession, my boss, my wife, my husband. Arey, they're all there, I know. But I want you to understand, as an individual person, you have so many small things going. But you're also a human being, isn't it? You're the only one that we refer to as a being. We never called a tiger being. We never called an ant being. We never called even an elephant being. Hello? Only you are a human being because you are the only one who is capable of deciding how to be, irrespective of what's happening around us. If you know how to be, would you be blissful, loving, wonderful? Hello? If you know how to be, if it was your choice, would you choose pleasantness or unpleasantness for yourself? Pleasantness. What you want for your neighbor sometimes may be debatable, but so something so simple, because if you were feeling pleasant by your own nature, right now why I'm saying this is, this entire destruction has happened in pursuit of human happiness, not because of some evil design, in pursuit of human happiness. This is the case of a potato farmer, you know, digging for apples. If you want happiness, you must turn inward, isn't it? Huh? You want comfort and convenience, you arrange the sofa for yourself. Hello, both of you, I'm telling you. No, but you're fine there. See, when we say pleasantness, it's like this. If the body becomes pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If the mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If our emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If our very life energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. No. Some people are giggling because they're thinking of a round form of ecstasy, huh? Okay, I don't know in what form. Is it a round tablet or a drop? That's not what I'm talking. There is something called ecstasy because I want you to understand, it was not manufactured in, backstreet pharmaceutical factories, because the most complex chemical industry on the planet is this one, human mechanism. Yes or no? Yes. You agree with me? So the question is only, are you a great CEO or a lousy CEO of this chemical factory? If you're a great CEO, you will definitely make it blissful and ecstatic. If you're a lousy CEO, you're making it anxious, miserable, whatever else. There are 72 versions of psychological ailments and sufferings. I don't know which number have you chosen, but the question is only this. You are either messing up your chemical soup or making a wonderful soup. If I give you all the same, let's say 25 ingredients are there in making a soup, if I give the same 25 ingredients to all of you, do you believe all of you will make the same kind of soup? There'll be 1,000 versions of the soup. So the question is only, are you a good cook or a lousy cook? The same goes for this. All of us have come with the same ingredients. Hello? Yes. Whether you make this blissful or miserable is your choice. No, no, Sadhguru, you don't know, maybe for you everything is working out, my life, my husband, my wife, my child, da da da. We know them, but you are the ones who chose them, right? Hello? People come to me and say, Sadhguru, my mother-in-law, she's so terrible, I can't take it anymore. My boss, he's not even human. And my husband, after all, her son. Like this it goes on. I say, see, you come to the yoga center, you must come, I'm inviting you also. Come to the yoga center, I'll give you a nice place to live. We are next to beautiful mountains, I'll give you a nice place to live, good food to eat. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be joyful, that's all. Once in a way, I will make random checks. If I find you miserable, I don't believe in feeding misery. We'll stop feeding you. If you're always joyful, I'll take care of you for the rest of your life. You don't have to worry about your life. No husband, no wife, no mother-in-law, no boss, nothing. You just live joyfully. Oh, in 2 days' time, they have twisted themselves out like this because they want to do something and they want to call the mother-in-law and ask, are you suffering? I'm saying, if you are with me and you're suffering, you can say, it's because of me. If you're sitting alone and you're suffering, obviously you're in bad company, isn't it? Huh? If you don't fix this company, it doesn't matter, in this hall everybody is blissed out, but you are miserable. Does it help, I'm asking? Does it help being in blissful company? Does it help being in blissful company if you are miserable? No. Because your experience is the only thing you know. You don't know what's happening with them. You never know, isn't it? The only thing you're capable of knowing is what happens within you. If you don't manage that, you will turn the world upside down in pursuit of our happiness. As a generation of people, never before in the history of humanity, any other generation knew these kind of comforts and conveniences that you are enjoying, yes or no? Never before. But are we any more joyful than what people were 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago? That means, at least if something is not working for 100 years, it's time to stop and look, isn't it? What are we doing? Because most of the damage to the soil has happened in the last 100 years. The damage that we had not caused in 10,000 years. For example, in southern India, there is a history of agriculture of over 12,000 years. Same land we've been farming, but we kept it rich and wonderful. In 40 to 45 years, we have turned it almost nearly a desert. This is because we got lots of science and no sense. Yes, we see, science is just an exploration. How we use it? We need sense to use it right. See, right now most of the cutting-edge science only goes into military hardware, isn't it? Hello? So the more scientific we get, the more efficient ways of killing each other we will find. How sweet of us. Hello? We are finding, isn't it? People are advertising, they have a smart bomb that can go through your window and land in your house from 2 miles up in the air. I'm saying, isn't this the dumbest thing? That you go on using your intelligence to produce more and more stuff to kill more and more people, isn't it the dumbest thing to do? But somehow in the world we think that is smart. This needs to change the young people. I'm getting old, okay? You need to change this, because it's not going to change overnight. It may take 25 years or 50 years to change this. But if we don't strive, it'll only get worse. Hello? If we don't strive, it will only get worse. So, people are talking about this, I hope that never happens. They're talking about, Suppose, some experiments were made, I don't know how far it's true, the stories are out. They can plant something in your phone. If you take it and keep it in your some kind of, I don't know whether it's laser or something else, shoots into your ear and you're dead. So, smartphone, very smart, isn't it? I'm saying if you start using technology and human competence in negative ways, our very competence has become a curse, isn't it? Right now, that's what it is. Our intelligence and our competence has become a curse because there is no heart full of love for life around you. That's the main problem. Hello? When you're bereft of love, your head is a dangerous damn thing. Yes or no? If you had the brain of an earthworm, you could do whatever you want. You would still be eco-friendly. The problem is you got this big brain, which is super capable. Once you have this big brain, you must fill this with lots of love and care for everything around you. Otherwise, this damn brain is going to be so destructive that people will think, why the hell do we have this? This happened 3 years ago in a southern Indian city called Hyderabad. You heard of this city? In Hyderabad city, there was a television anchor, a young woman, just about 32 or 33 years of… 32 years of age, I think. She… reasonably popular television anchor, she jumps off the 5th floor of her building and kills herself. She leaves a note. She says, because in India there is a issue that if a woman dies within 7 years of her marriage, first thing is her husband will be arrested, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what, first thing he'll be… before investigation, first thing he'll be arrested and then investigation will happen. So she left a note, bold note that she wrote, "Nobody is responsible for my death, my brain is my enemy." I'm saying it took millions of years of evolution to get your brain to this level of capability and now it's your enemy. This is the greatest thing we have. Hello? Yes. But this is your enemy. Well, she's an extreme case, but this is true for a whole lot of human beings, isn't it? Your own cerebral activity is freaking the hell out of you. You may think, I have anxiety, I have fear, I have depression, I have this, I have that. No, you have only one problem, that is, your intelligence is working against you, that's all you have. Yes or no? Yes. Now I'll ask you a question, everybody must choose an answer because I'm going to bless you along with that. Do you want your intelligence sharp or blunt? Oh. Yes, sir. We heard it. You want it sharp. So if I give you a very sharp knife, first thing is your hand must be steady. If your hand is like this, your intestines will be out. This is what is happening right now. Hello? You have an intelligence which is at a certain level of sharpness after millions of years of evolutionary work. Now you don't have a stable enough platform. If you don't create that, then your intelligence will always work against you. Why this problem is, this is not your fault, it's evolution, Is Turkey okay with evolution or? No, in your schools… No, I'm asking this question. I'm asking this question because our center is in Tennessee. In Tennessee, still in some schools, it's an option. They can teach either evolution or creation theory. So that's why I'm asking what is the situation here. You're also creation? Not allowed, is it? Okay, I am not getting into the politics of it. I'm okay with both. If you were just created, it's fine, you came out of a monkey, it's fine with me. Both ways, I just love the way you are, so what do I care how you came? If you find somebody very wonderful and you love them, do you ask them, were you normal birth for your mother or were you C-section? Do you ask? No. So I won't ask you which one you are. You're wonderful, that's all that matters to me. Anyway, as per the evolutionary scientists and the DNA and neuroscientists, what they're saying today is, your DNA is only 1.23% different from that of a chimpanzee. But this is only science, I'm not saying it's the truth, it's the science. It's up to you what you make out of it. But the evolutionary science and the DNA's neurological science, genetic sciences say this, that your DNA is only 1.23% away from a chimpanzee. 1.23% is not much of a difference, isn't it? Not much of a difference, isn't it? Very close. So I'm saying physiologically, that is how close to a chimpanzee you are. But in terms of intelligence and awareness, you're worlds apart from a chimpanzee and it's your problem. You have an intelligence for which you don't have a stable enough platform. If you do not bring that stability into your physiology, into your chemical structure, into your energy structure, if you don't bring that, your intelligence is going to make a hell out of your life. Yes. So, as I told you, if the voice of Istanbul reverberates for soil across the world, I will be listening. If it does, I will come and initiate you personally into inner engineering process, how to stabilize this. This building or any building for that matter, when will you say, wow, it's well engineered? When do you say? When it functions the way you want for you, isn't it? You are using some kind of a machine, let's say an automobile or something like that. When do you say, wow, this machine is very well engineered? When it does just what you want, isn't it? Is it not important, this one does just what you want? This one, that one, they will not do what you want. This one person must do what you want, isn't it? Huh? But you are trying to get that one to do what you want and that's a fight. Usually it's called a love affair, but it's a fight. You want that one to do what you want. No, this one should do what you want. If this one person did what you want, you will live blissed out. Hello? Let's make it happen. So, the journey, I don't know what happened technically, they broke it. Is it on? Is it possible? Because we were just entering Istanbul, you didn't see that. Is it possible? Don't play it yet, just tell me. Huh? What's he saying? Possible? From where they broke? From there… You come here, hello. So, one important thing is, the journey continues from here, we are in Tbilisi, from there to Baku, from Baku we are in Jordan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and then Ivory Coast back to Saudi Arabia, and from there to UAE, Dubai and Abu Dhabi. From there we are in Switzerland for the Davos World Economic Forum, we're in Ivory Coast for the COP15, where 197 nations are gathering, and this time the theme is soil. This has taken a lot of work. I'm sorry, I didn't get the name, our representative from UNCCD, the Convention to Combat Desertification in Turkey is here. You want to say something? Is there a microphone? Is there a microphone, please?
Thanks, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, it's a great honor to meet you again here in Istanbul. After you, I really can't say anything, to be honest. But a little brief information about the convention. Just like you mentioned, UNCCD, the acronym is just stands for United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. 197 parties, country parties, will be together in Abidjan from 9 May to 20 May. So we will be there for 2 weeks, and yes, we will, the country parties will discuss.
I'm there only for 2 days.
And the country parties will be there for 2 weeks and discuss our future, our soil, our planet. While we have a huge crowd over here, I just want to invite you at least try to get a sense of it in an online platform, because it will be also available on online platforms too. I guess that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, why this convention for combating desertification is talking about soil, to make you understand this. See, if you add organic content to sand, it becomes rich soil. If you take away all organic content from the soil, it turns into desert. For those of you who do not know, because if you utter the word Saudi Arabia, you would think, oh, desert. 10,000 years ago, this was a rainforest, just for you to think. That's how world changes. And this is the first time that this kind of change is happening on the scale that it's happened before, on smaller scale. But at this scale, it's happening for the first time because of man-made reasons. We're leaving the woman out. Oh, will you protest on that? No. Okay, for man-made reasons. Human beings are causing this for the first time. But there are other things happening. For example, see, everybody is talking about in the next whatever 30–40 years' time, the temperatures could go up 1.5 degrees to 2 degrees. If it goes up by 2 degrees, let's say, if the general temperature in the world goes up by 2 degrees, the wind speeds, this is something that's not been spoken by anybody, I know this very well from my inner experience and also my experience with the outside. The wind speeds in the world will pick up a minimum of 25 to 30 kilometers extra. Let's say when it's a cyclone or winds happening, whatever kind of winds come, I don't know how strong the winds are in Turkey. It should be very strong because you're in the line, you are in that line. So, if the wind speed, if it's let's say 100 kilometers is what you're getting the maximum wind speed. If the temperature raises by 2 degrees, easily it'll be 125 to 130 degrees. Already there must be a lot coming in the form of dust, but if the wind speed picks up anywhere between 15 kilometers to 20 kilometers more on average, if that happens, it could happen that from the northern Africa, millions of tons of sand could rise and come and land in Bulgaria, in Turkey, in Romania, all these places. And overnight, you could be desert. Normally this takes long time. Destroying the soil and becoming a desert takes a long time. But if the wind speeds pick up too much, and when the wind lifts the sand in millions of tons, just overnight, your houses could be covered in sand. It's possible such things have happened before, it could very much happen again. We are heading in that direction. For all this, the most important thing is, there has to be more photosynthesis on the planet. The only way photosynthesis happens is not by wearing a green shirt. The only way it can happen is maximum amount of the land should have green cover over it. But we have agricultural lands everywhere, nearly 70% is agriculture. When we are not using the land for agriculture, compulsorily we must have a cover crop. This will greatly enhance the quality of the soil, and we don't have to get any yield from it, it can be put back into the soil. Every year we have done this within a matter of 6 years, very degraded soil, 6 to 7 years' time, because every year you're adding about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of humus into the soil. In 6 to 7 years, it's well over 3%. Every nation can do this, it doesn't cost much money, it doesn't need any great science, it's a simple commitment with which it can be done. And the word human comes from the word humus. It is that material in the soil that turns out like this. At least you understand, the fragrance of the flower comes from the filth that you add at the root, yes or no? The same goes for this. What we think we are fine human beings, we come from the microbial activity that is happening in the earth, and this is the very source. People are treating this as a resource. It is very important that we understand soil is the source, not a resource. All of us have fed upon our mother's breast, so do we call her a resource, I'm asking? Hello? She is the source of our existence, isn't it? Similarly, the soil is the source of our existence, not a resource to be simply used and destroyed. Please, all of you must stand up and make this happen. This is not my planet alone, this is yours too. Hello? What planet is that? I was just asking, what planet is that? They also here only? Great. I think they'll continue the video, please. There is a soil anthem that I want all of you to get and make sure it reverberates across your country. Here in Venice, what a city! I am a huge admirer of Rome because whoever did it, their sense of geometry is so fantastic. The former president of European Parliament, he is 100% with us, and FAO is our partners now.
And we are very happy that we are aligned in our message to high the profile of soils, and we believe that is very much needed.
This great city, which is known as the Eternal City, we must understand over 2000 years ago, this Eternal City made the mistake of overfarming the region, and the erosions that caused did tremendous damage, and that was also the fall of the city at that time. So, the Romans of today should never make that mistake once again. Here we are in Geneva.
I think it's a message of urgency, but it's also a message of hope. So I would really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
The global movement led by him addresses the soil crisis by mobilizing people around the entire world.
This massive fountain in the Lake of Geneva is lit up for Save Soil today, with Save Soil colors of blue and green. You cannot stop this. The moment is on. It's going to be on till the policies are done. See, when people want it, it definitely will happen. There's no question about it. Tell me, will it happen? And in this cold, slippery road and winds are picking up speed.
We already have one action, which is an MOU to be signed between Isha Foundation and 4,000 Initiative Soils for Food Security and Climate for cooperation in achieving our objective of creating a healthier soil.
So it's been a super impactful 2 days here, and just now We had our group of enthusiastic Save Soil volunteers assemble near Eiffel Tower. It's fantastic. France has been great. Well, Brussels, you need to understand, you have a bigger responsibility than most other cities because Brussels is not just the capital of Belgium, European Union.
Let's put together and work on a common message for all to save a resource that determines our future. Save the soil.
And then a smashing evening at the main event. In a hall full of over 2,000 people and a super enthusiastic crowd committing themselves to make this happen. Save Soil on the move. Let's make it happen.
Embarking on such a journey is quite extraordinary.
We therefore highly appreciate your Save Soil campaign.
Save soil, let's make it happen. Just look up the news and see in the last 4 months, how many governments have started talking about soil because they see it's picking up momentum. But if you create 3 to 4 billion people talking about soil, that's it. That will be the main conversation in the government. The education ministry in Germany has now come into the picture officially and asked all the children to do artwork to support Save Soil movement. Good, Arjun, wonderful. Congratulations that you wrote to the Prime Minister.
Let's make it happen!
So, on the way to Bratislava, well, the road surface is not great, too many puddles of water, so can't maintain very high speed. It's great that all of you are here in Bratislava. Nobody ever imagined 100 years ago that we will have to save soil of all the things.
Thank you for coming to Slovakia. It's wonderful and I'm very happy that with your campaign.
Would you like to come in the kitchen and cook with me a little bit?
Why not? Without soil being rich, food won't be rich. Without food being rich, our bodies will not be of full potential. The old heroes always built something which stands up like this, but the new heroes are those people who will nurture the soil which always lies beneath our feet, never stands up. This wonderful city of Belgrade, the UNFAO said something which really deeply hurt me, is the soil that we are consuming right now belongs not even to these little children, belongs to the unborn child. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for our own lives and the future lives.
There is a great potential for a good collaboration, partnership with the campaign Save Soil and what we are doing as a government. We can make it together.
It's very important, bringing a certain sense of love and celebration towards the land that we walk upon. It's just after noon, but temperatures are around 2 degrees, morning it was below 0, not a weather for motorcycle for sure. Going from Sofia to Bucharest, organize yourselves whichever way you want, form groups, come together somehow and see this happens. This is a generational thing. We need to make this happen. Hello?
La la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la.
This very body is soil. My body, your body, everybody is just soil body. The magic of soil is it turns death into life. Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
la la la la la la la la la la la